Live. Turn this up. Alright, wait for this thing to load up. Let's see here. Figured it'd probably be a good idea to maybe try and get a couple more parts cut out of metal before sinking my teeth back into this gas tank project. So I think I'm gonna do that. It makes a decent amount of sense. I will do that next on Thames Garage Live, brought to you by Edible Toothpaste. Just swallow it. That's their motto. I didn't make it up. It's their own motto. I said, are you guys sure about this? Doesn't seem like the greatest motto, but they said, seems fine to us. So, I don't know. Their business, their life. I don't get involved with stuff like that. The whole rigmarole of it. I try not to get too involved with edible toothpaste. Make like a area where I could get maybe a template going. I'll need a piece of cardboard. Template, or I could use my brand new poster board that I just got. There we go. Okay. Let's grab a piece of this. I can use this for a little template real quick. Just make a quick measurement about how wide I want this chain guard to be. Let me grab a tripod quick. Let's see, where's that thing? I don't know where it's at. I'm not going to waste time doing that. Just measure this. Make a guess. It's going to be, I'm going to say, roughly about 2 inches. Maybe, let's see, 1.5 inches would probably be closer. Okay, so 1.5 inches. And if I cut out a whole strip of this, then it'll be more than enough. So just need 1.5 inches strip of this poster board. Cut this out real quick. Get my square over here. I could probably actually just use the width of this. That'd be easy. I'm gonna definitely try and just bend this one and not sit there and weld this whole thing up. It'll make it a lot easier. What's up, Randy and Harry? Orange County Choppers bike. Almost. Orange County Choppers is begging me They've been hitting me up nonstop to build them a bike. I said, relax, guys. A lot of stuff to do. I said, I got a lot of stuff to do, Paul Sr. Can you just chill a little bit? And he has. He's chilled. I'm just going to use a X-Acto knife and get this thing all cut out. Emerald the Fox. What's up, Emerald? What's going on, Emerald? I'm joined here by Gizmo, Trevor, there's Courtney, it's Tommy boy. Oh. All right. Put the razor knife down somewhere. Let's see. Right here. How did you get my Chihuahua? It says Boba Fett. Boba Fett asks how we got his Chihuahua. Let me ask. What? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not your Chihuahua. I'm Boba Fett's Chihuahua. I thought he was at home. I don't know. Did you like that, Fett? Let me get this thing cut out. I keep putting the razor knife down. Oh, it's in my pocket open. That's smart. Let me just reach into my pocket and slice all my fingers off real quick, and I'm good. Let's see, if I'm gonna actually bend this, let me actually just mark it, and then I will cut it in like double the length. Thank you, Boba. I just got it. What's up, Chill to the Bones? Chill, thank you for that. It's getting there, Chill. Hopefully I'll be able to ride it coming up here. Not too long. Try and get it finished. I'd say maybe 2 months the most. Hopeful. Okay, I just marked it across there, and I'm just going to cut it out here, and I'll use this as like a blank, I guess. Oops, that wasn't too smooth to look at. Oh well. Fix it in post. If you're following along, try not to cut your fingers off. Or do not store your X-Acto knife in your pocket, like I was just doing. It's not a great idea. Not the best idea for X-Acto knife storage. Let's see if this will be close enough. I'm not going to use this whole piece. I'm just going to get this a little bit closer to where it's going to be, and just build it as I go. Pretty close. Come on. Why did I use the dullest one that I had? Little Harbor Freight multi-use utility knife. Okay. Got the strip cut out. I forgot it was so close to the chain. So this might not even be that much of an option right here. Maybe I'll just build it off the backside and just leave this little section open. I guess I'll do that. Alright. Improvise. Let me find the tripod so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, here it is. I'm making a template right here, this little triangle. I was going to start the chain guard right here. Let me turn on the flash. It's pretty close to the tire though right here. You can see I can't even fit my finger between there. I can't even get the camera. I'll show you from the back side. Right there, you can see it's pretty close. I don't know if I'll be able to start the chain guard. My initial plan was to start it like right here, and then just have this little section of chain showing, and then have it start and go all the way back. But what I might do is actually start it right here in this back section, and then have it go back the same angle as this one. So I think for now what I'll do is I'll continue forming this and make a template for this, and then box this in and start finishing up this just one piece at a time. And I'm going to end the fender right here, so I'm going to cut that and trim it, and then I'll do it on the same on the other side, and then I'll make some mounts for it down here at the bottom, and then I'll make the battery box right here, and the mounts for it will connect to the battery box, so it'll all tie together. And this will be pretty much mounted on the bottom. I'll make maybe a couple of small supports on the back right here, and then I'll start working on the sissy bar, and then I'll make the chain guard. So those, I'm gonna get these little pieces all cut out and tacked up maybe, and then I'll continue working on the gas tank and get that all mounted up and welded up.
Accessing a video model and owning one.
Oh my gosh.
It's basically the same, only her meter doesn't tick in traffic.
LTX is designed to run locally on your machine. Rex, say hello. You're not using some third-party API.
You skip this? Okay. So, I'm just going to try my best to make sure this is in a spot where it's going to stay. Like this. Or close to it. I can't really secure this fender down here to anything, so I'm just trying to weasel my way through it. Let's see, I'll put this, I'll get some more tape on here. Let's see. I need something sharper than that stinking Harbor Freight nonsense. I'm gonna grab a new blade for my X-Acto knife. What's that? There we go. There. Okay, let's see. That is going to be a little bit difficult. Get some scissors over here. Oh, nice. I didn't realize that this thing was paused. Cool. Okay. I was wondering, like, why is this thing not showing that I'm working on it at all? Is it still not on there? Oh, okay. I had my screen paused and I was like, hold up, I have not seen myself actually sitting here to verify that it's still on and everything for a long enough time. It's making me worried. Okay, let's see. Try this. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna do this. This is gonna have to be like half of a fender on here on this side. I didn't really think about that. Oh well. This is all just by ear, guys. I mean, and I only have half of an ear. So what can you expect? Who is she? There is two girls. Those two? This one? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. This is Courtney. She's just sitting here helping, kind of monitoring what's going on. Thief. They actually came here. They wanted to come here. I invited them. I said, you guys want to come help out? I said, I can pay you. It's not much. Sometimes I might have to pay you in like Swiss Miss hot chocolate mix because it's a little bit tight around here with money and everything. And they said, that's fine. They understood, so. Well, I mean, if they don't care, I don't care. I'm not going to complain. 3 girls? Oh, well, those are just the 3 you can see. There's a couple more. There's a couple more. Okay, I'm getting closer on this. Again, I'm trying to like get the right width for the wheel and for the fender. I'm like trying to do 2 different dimensions, but I'm also like nothing's taped down or anything the way it should be, so secured the way it should be. Let's try that. A little wedge. Let me see, I'll trim this a little bit more. Just trial and error. What's up? I'll trip. Get it done. What's up, Wild South TV? Wild South. What's going on in the South, Wild South? Wild South TV. We have the wildest in the South. Wild South. I can imagine someone on a really fast speedboat with the Wild South logo. Blast into the maybe a bayou or something. I don't know what's in the South. Wild South. Okay. I guess I'll do it like this for now. Try it like that. Okay. I'll do is I'll just bend this maybe like that, something like this, and something like this. I'm just bending this poster board around. Salute from Santee, California, Emmanuel Rivas. What's up, Emmanuel Rivas, California? What's up, Emmanuel? Emmanuel. All right. I'm going to use the razor knife to trim this off. Hopefully this will work. That's the way I'm thinking it will. What's up, Lex Astro? This is right now playing Time Cop 1983. I think it's just a YouTube curated mix. What's going on, Lex? It's probably just a bunch of new retro wave. That's what my guess is. I think another one that was playing was called Lost Highway. I'm not sure if that's a legitimate group or it seemed fairly new when I was looking into it recently. So, but it's cool. About to slice my pinky clear off almost, but it's for the sake of the project, so I'm not really too concerned. Let me tape this thing up as I'm going. Okay. Nice. Improvise. Painter's tape. You gotta keep it in stock because this stuff is used for everything now. I don't know why. I think it's just because it doesn't leave as much sticky stuff all over whenever I'm trying to make stuff. So a little bit better than probably obviously better than packing tape. Okay, do a little trim it up, trim up your act. Come on, what the heck's been going on with you lately? I'm thinking about doing a Fangs Garage tattoo, one on each eyelid. F, G, right here. Fangs Garage. I don't know. Still up for debate. Craig was saying he doesn't think it's a good idea. I told him that was a great idea. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this camera on a level spot. There we go. Also, something that I need to get is this piece right here. This is the, it's called a pulley insert. I need one of these. It goes on the front part right here on the crankshaft. And this is for the primary. So I need to get one of these because this one is way too wide. So that's something that I have to figure out which one I need. This is the part that I'm working on right here. I'm just trimming this out. Trimming it along. Trying not to cut my fingers. I'm gonna try and get all these pieces all cut out so I can kind of maybe weld up this rear fender tonight and get it more close to being done. Let's continue bending this. All right, that's good. So I'm just literally bending this. I have this poster board close to where it should be. I'm bending it just like this, and then I'm just cutting it out and taping it all along there so it's going to the shape of this. You can see there's two different, there's a gap right here, this gap. So I will have to cut this out to fit the tire a little bit better, and then make this gap box it in. So
using AI and 11
that's the goal of what I'm trying to do right now.
The way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating.
Kind of like hold it up against her so it's like nice and flush, and then also use the X-Acto knife and cut right between my fingers. Just to keep it exciting. I'm just blindly cutting now. I can't even see what I'm doing. I just assume that my finger wouldn't be in the path of the X-Acto knife. Okay, close enough. Getting there. Take this up a little bit more. Okay, they're getting there. Okay, this is the part where I'm gonna have to make sure that this little dangly bit, lower it down a little bit. This part right here can move a little bit, the fender, so I have to make sure that it's fully pressed up against here when I measure this part, because or design this part, because I'm gonna need it to be like where it's gonna be at whenever it's actually mounted on there. So I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna make that. Actually looks kind of cool. I'm trying to keep straight lines on it so that I can continue this kind of like prism looking shape. I don't know, like sharp edges. So I'm going to try and keep that as much as possible and not have it be smooth. I think it'll actually be fine like this. I kind of like that. Maybe I'll trim it a little bit right here to keep it away from the... I don't know though, I kind of like it like that. It looks... I don't know actually, I don't like the way that kind of tapers. It's too skinny right here. I'm going to have to kind of close that up. Quid Shibo, are ticks with Lyme disease a problem at your site? Quid Shibo, no, I usually will, if I see any ticks, I'll grab them and eat them before they have a chance to bite me. But yeah, Quid Shibo, no ticks, hopefully. I hope not. I heard that alpha gal is going around. See, put this right here, see what it'll look like with a piece right there. I also don't want to get it too close to the chain, because that'll defeat the whole purpose if I don't have a chain guard. Let's see, how about I'm thinking about continuing this line right here. Let me show you. Like if I had... I guess I could probably show you the paper easier. This line right here. Slide this in between. This line from the fender. Oh, it's really tight in there. I wonder if I'm even gonna be able to get that in there. I might have to bend that a little bit to make it fit. It's such a tight freaking squeeze. What am I missing here? That's just way too tight to fit. It's gonna freaking... How about that? Alright, like that. This line right here, I'm wondering if I continue that all the way down to this bottom line right here, if that'll look good. Let me try that. Let's see.
With YouTube Music Premium,
probably looks something like that. I mean, I guess It kind of looks like a,
Listen offline.
kind of looks weird with this straight line right here. I think that's what is throwing it off.
Customized playlists and radio stations.
Um,
Music when your screen is off or while
I think that's what I got to do. I have to trim this angle a little bit. Let me draw on here and figure this out. Have you heard about those boxes being dropped in some states with modified ticks? Thank you, Quit Shibo. Yeah, Quit Shibo. I have heard about that. The AlphaGal boxes of ticks in people's fields. I have heard of that. To be honest, it probably would not surprise me if something like that was happening. It's insane. I've heard there is a lot more tick bites and stuff lately going around where it makes you allergic to red meat. It's pretty crazy. Thank you, Quit Shibo. Let me get a Sharpie. Quit Shibo. Do me a favor, Quit Shibo. Never quit. Never quit. Quit Shibo. I want you to freaking hang in there. If you ever even start thinking about quitting, you say, I'm never going to quit. Okay. Let's go like this. All about right there. Okay. I don't have to. Who's telling me what to do? I'm the one who decides what I'm going to make. At least I'm going to try and decide what I'm going to make. I'm so indecisive. I can barely ever. I'm going to decide right now. Okay. Let's do it like this. Cool. And then I'll do one more. Is this the fun part where you design it on the bike? You just haphazardly do it? I think so. That's the part I like. Just, yeah, do whatever I want, dude. Ain't gonna stop me, dude. Good. Getting this all squared away. Don't you worry, it's gonna look sick. I can assure you of that. If there's one thing I'll do, I'll make it look sick. I know I'll do that. I could at least attempt to do that, and probably do it. And by sick, I mean sickly. Like, oh my gosh, how's that thing running? It looks like it's on its last limb. And I'll say it is. I don't even know how many miles are on it. No idea. Okay, it's almost there. If you guys are following along, feel free to just, if you make a little mistake on the poster board, it's fine. Don't beat yourself up over it. I won't mention it. Jason, let's see. Brother, that's a bad machine. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. I haven't rode it in a few years. It broke the rear axle when I rode it last couple years ago and sent me flying off of it. So I'm trying to get it back on the road. Thank you for your response and honest words. No worries, Quit Shibo. I've been hearing a lot about that lately, so it is kind of concerning because there's a fair amount of wildlife running around here. So I don't know. I don't want them to get no ticks on me. But again, ticks do taste delicious if they're ripe. You got to get the right kind of ticks. You can't just go willy-nilly grabbing ticks off the side of a little piece of grass on the field. Never quit. Quit would be a nice tattoo. Quit Shibo. I have a tattoo that says "Never Not Riding." Funny enough, I haven't rode this motorcycle in a little bit, so I gotta change that. Okay, let me cut this out and go from there. Let's see. So what's the book on it, if you don't mind me asking? The book on it? What do you mean? Nice B2, is it a Harley? Is it a Harley engine? Quit Shibo, it is a Ultima engine. It's like essentially like a Harley Evo copy. This is a 127 CI. It's called the Ultima El Bruto 127. Sean BQ1 says that motorcycle sucks. You need a Honda. Sean, there's a Honda directly below the camera. It's a CB750, 1977. I got it running, but I'm having an issue with first gear, so I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point. Sean, do you have any information on that, on the CB750s? I had started out with Honda Shadows, so that was my first 3 bikes. I got in 3 motorcycle accidents on them. One was a drunk driver, one was a newish unlicensed driver, the other one was somebody just not paying for me. To be fair, I don't pay much attention. Plaid 2, still in one piece. Oh, nice. Panhead? Sick, Jason. Panhead. That's a classic. I just got, last year, a shovel head. I don't know anything about... This is the first... I don't even think this is technically a Harley, but this is the first, like, Harley-style bike that I've worked on. And the shovel head will be my first, like, official Harley that I'll try and get on the road, but that's sick. Panhead, nice. Is it a chopper? Or is it just fully restored? What style is it? You probably ride that thing to the Super Weenie Hut Junior. Yes, Sean, there is actually a sale at the Super Weenie Hut Junior. If you show up on a Ultima, they said we'll give you a free freaking Weenie Hut Junior cone. I said, I'll take it. And I actually tried to film a video how to eat ice cream while riding a chopper, and that's how I crashed it. That's the real story. I am driving a Honda CBF 1000F. Dang. Nice, Sean. Real men ride a Honda. What about a Yamaha, Sean? Is a Yamaha considered a real man's bike? Real men ride a Yamaha. I need a real man. It's all good. Sean, I don't care what you... Honestly, I used to only be into metric bikes. Now I don't really care. I'd honestly ride any bike. I actually traded a Honda Shadow for this bike. Almost there on this thing right here. How about that? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make a overly complex little template out of paper. Evo 127. Well, it's not technically an Evo. It's called the Ultima El Bruto. Supposedly, if you have, I think it's the Mikuni HSR 42 carb. I can't remember what air filter. But if you have, I think it's the Hooker headers. I think that's what it said online. I can't remember. They said it'll put out 140 pounds of torque and 140 horsepower. Is that the real number? I have no idea. I've never taken it to get tested. I've never done anything like that, so I have no idea. But I can assure you that it did, in fact, break the rear axle. It had enough power to do that, so I was impressed by that. I wasn't even that mad that it happened. I was like, dude, that's a crazy way for it to wreck, that it had that much power. So, we'll see what happens this time. Come on. Gotta love these generic ads with the music. Sub is out. Thank you, Quit Shibo. Go Fast Racing. Cheers. Thank you, Go Fast Racing. Cheers. Jason Elms. Chopper. Nice. Then you had to go to Weenie Hut General after the crash. Man, oh man, that's rough. Yes, exactly. I had to go to Weenie Hut General. They actually had the replacement parts. And I said, you know what? If you guys have the parts, I really don't care who sells it. Just give me the dang parts. I need them. And they had them. And I took them. And the rest is history. Now here I am. Here I am, messing up the bike again. It's all right. It's only messed up if someone professional looks at it and they're like, who did these welds? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I got it like that. I don't claim to be a professional welder. I'm pretty freaking close to being done with this. Sorry, guys. It's the Weenie Hut Jr. comment is kind of making me very distracted. If you want to be quite frank. And when I say quite frank, I do mean the pun. Because we're talking about Franks here. But yeah, it was kind of distracting me. So yeah, you know, this is why it's not, there's no rush here. There's no time crunch. Although I put the music on to make me feel like there is a time crunch. I mean, Born Free is in like 3 weeks. I'm not going to take this bike. I don't think I'll figure this all out in 3 weeks. But we'll see. Very close. Almost ready to do something besides just sit here and fiddle with it. Cut it a little bit. Okay. Quit Shibo, California. We do have location in Death Valley and southern Alaska, though, so it is not exclusive. Weenie Hut Jr., yes. Everyone's saying I was going to Weenie Hut Jr. on this bike because it's not a real man's bike. They said only a Weenie Hut Jr. fanatic would be riding a bike like this. I said, okay. Well, have you tried the Chicago dog? I don't want to hear any of this nonsense until you tell me about the Chicago dog. And if you tried it. I haven't, but I heard it's good. Yeah, apparently this is not for real men to ride. So I cannot ride it. What are these mannequin heads about? They are some of the casting crew at Things Garage. Quit Shibo. Courtney here has been here from the beginning. She just applied to live here, and I said, all right, you can do it. They help out sometimes with the projects and stuff. Mainly here to keep me in check. Okay, I think I got it. The general form. Okay, cut that out. And let's see here. I'm trying to cut it out and like have it all a bunch of templates, and I can just cut it all out at once. Some of this I'm just going to be easier if I just filled it in, because I wasn't really, again, I was just playing this by ear when I was making it, so it wasn't like sitting here planning this all out.
Your home deserves a summer upgrade. Get up to 60% off select styles on sofas, bedroom sets, dining tables, and more during Ashley's Memorial Day sale. Whether you're hosting the backyard barbecue or finally creating that cozy living room you've been dreaming of, now's the time. Shop now at ashley.com.
Okay. Almost got it. I think that's actually pretty good. Okay. Okay. It's gonna look sick. Final analysis, it will look sick. It will kill. And maybe I can start that right there. We'll see. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Okay. What's up, Church of Dr. Phil? What's up, Nathan Holmes? How you doing, Nathan? I feel like Jello says I'm Reed Henderson. Why Reed Henderson? Is it because you're J-rating along with Gizmo? Bro, you need a crocodile pie in your life, bro. What is a crocodile pie? Could I possibly make one with one of these? Crocodile pie. If I can, I'll try it. What's up, Sandman? Okay, so here's what I got. This piece is not going to be this big. I'm just going to cut out like a little section starting right here. But you can see that it kind of goes and goes this way towards the tire. Just like that. And it kind of curves in and closes in like that. So I'll be able to just gotta trim up the bottom of this piece right here on the inside a little bit. And then this way it'll have like a little bit of a side in on the fender, that dimension. And right here at the bottom, this is not going to be like this. I'm going to actually trim this right here where the frame is at. It's not going to go any lower than the frame, so the fender will end like at the bottom of the frame right here. So basically, I'm going to just cut this out right here, and then I'll grab this little triangle, throw it on there, get a template for these two pieces, and then I'll get a template for the other side, and get it all cut out. And then I'm gonna have to get some pieces cleaned up like this, trim pieces, and just one by one make all the little parts and pieces, weld it all on there. Get this phone back on here. What's up, Reed Henderson? How you doing, buddy? I'm Reed Henderson. I am Reed Henderson. It's like that moment in the movie where they're like, I am Spartacus. Like, I'm Reed Henderson. I'm Reed Henderson. Put this here so you guys can see your chat right there in the distance. I am from Gainesville, Florida, so you'd think I would know. Nice, Gainesville, Florida. I've always wanted to check out Florida, and I've been highly curious about it lately. Is there anything cool to do in Florida? Is the hurricane danger, is that real in Florida? Or is it kind of hyped up, like where basically like do the pros outweigh the cons? Because I mean, I don't know if it is cool to be around alligators and stuff all the time and that sort of wildlife, but I don't know. Florida seems kind of cool to me. I've always wanted to check it out and see what's over there. Is it hot? Is it freaking humid in Florida? Is it the humidity that's gonna get me? It's not the heat. It's the humidity. What's going on, Reed Henderson? How you doing, buddy? I'm Reed Henderson. Alright, try and get this thing cut out a little bit smaller. That's about where it'll have to be. How about this? I'll just cut it while it's on there. Dry heat here. Are you in Florida? Are you in Florida, Fletch? They call him Florida Fletch.
With YouTube Music Premium, listen to ad-free.
Or no, you're in Arizona, huh,
when
Fletch?
you're offline or on the go. Discover new artists and podcasts and create personalized playlists anytime, anywhere. Try one.
Or are you in Roswell, Fletch? Checking out the aliens. Keeping track of their every move. What's up, Irene Rose? Pirate Rose. How you doing, Irene? Pirate. The pirate captain is here. Irene. She's ready to make you walk the plank. She'll do it too. I've seen her. I said, Irene, you can't make that guy walk the plank. He's the head electrician. And she said, walk the plank. I said, all right, you're... He had to go. Sorry about that. I think his name was, Robbie. Made him walk the plank. I said, really? You're gonna do this to Robbie? And, she said, yeah. I'm doing good, Irene. Thanks for asking. Alright, this template is almost done. And I'm just gonna double check and make sure it all looks good. I think it looks good. I'll do that and I'll go from there. Okay, lift this off carefully. Nice. Yes, I'm still listening, YouTube. You know I'm still listening. You can clearly hear me talking. Alright. This side is done. Let's get this. Okay. Let's see here. I think I should be able to take this off now. Cut off this little template. Okay. I don't know. Come on. Oh crap. Almost just ruined it. I'm trying to keep it all intact so I can freaking make it and then just weld it back on there. There we go. Here's the first piece. You should cut this out real quick. Clean up the edge a little. Okay. this aside. And just got to take this piece out. I can just rip this one off because I already know that this one's good to go. Okay, I'm going to start off by making these two pieces and go from there. I have to also kind of constantly check and make sure this is still going to fit on here. What's up, Roger Thacker? Roger says, looking good, coming right along. Thank you, Roger. I'm trying to get it done little by little. My day was good, Irene. Crab Castle Forge, hi channel, happy Sunday. What's up, Crab Castle Forge? You forged stuff, Crab Castle? I have a metal melting furnace that I've been meaning to set up. I have some rigidizer that I'm supposed to put on there, I think. And I get it all squared away so I can start melting some metal. Oh, you make knives? Cool. That's cool. Crab Castle Forge. That's sick. Some cutlery. It will kill. If it comes from Crab Castle Forge, I can guarantee you it will kill. If you need it to. I don't recommend it on unless you have to, but it will if you need it to. Okay, so this one works. This fits good. Okay, I have this one right here. I'm just going to use these two templates and throw this on some sheet metal and cut these out. Cool looking bike. Thank you, Crab Castle Forge. Sean says skinheads smoke dope. Craig, you have anything to say about that? What's that supposed to mean, Sean? I got my eye on you, Sean. I don't appreciate the comment, okay? I'm not smoking anything but a vape. Alright, Sean? So back off. I don't care if it's a condition where I can't grow hair on the top of my head, just some facial hair. Sean. Come on. Sorry about that, Sean. That's Fang, the band. Happy Sunday to you as well, Crab Castle, says Roger Thacker. Roger Thacker. Roger that. Copy that. Happy Sunday. Roger that. Alright. That's good. That's close enough. If it doesn't close enough, then, you know, it'll close enough. Like that. That's no effing joke. Exactly, Molotov. Exactly. It's a freaking serious skin condition. Alright, that looks good to me. I can live with that. Okay. How's it going today? It's going good, Tony. Getting some templates made. Trying to get them traced out, cut out, laid out. And so I have a little piece of steel sitting here I could use. Scrap piece. What is this song? What is this song now? Sounds a little bit like I'm about to go hunt a vampire or something. It's going on with this? How's your day going, Tony? Tony. Hamilton. Alright, get Courtney out here. Yeah, a little bit of sunlight. Probably gives one too. Okay. Found a X-Acto knife. Or a Sharpie. Can't get both of these out of here. I was about to throw this piece of metal away too, so that'll work. Ah, cream of the crop. Alright, fixed it. Okay. That's good. Let me get one more piece of metal and I'll cut this out. Nice going in there. Sorry, Daddy. Long legs. You're gonna have to spray them. Okay, hopefully this little paper template transfers as good as I think it will. Okay. Where's the ruler at? Riding around the bay, going to punk shows. Nice. In the Bay Area. Never ridden around up there. I would imagine it'd be sick. Alright, let's see if this will work. I'm going to cut these two out. And I'll try and get them tacked up. And then I'll see about getting the other side done. Alright. Get the grinder going. I can't remember, one of the grinders that I repaired kind of crapped out on me. I think it was actually this one. I think it was the one that I replaced the brushes on and tried to kind of make it work when it wasn't going to work. And it wasn't really the right brushes for it. So it didn't really work, but I attempted. So, at least say that. Grab some safety glasses real quick. Alright guys, I'm using the grinder. It's going to be a little bit loud. I'm going to turn down headphones if you're using them.
switching devices.
Almost got it.
Automatic downloads so your favorite videos
Just a
are
little
ready
too
when
hot
you
to
want.
handle.
And play videos
Grab
when
some
your screen
pliers.
is off, or when you use other apps. There's more to discover with Premium. Try 1 month free.
All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to double check this piece and make sure this is where it's supposed to fit, or this is how it's going to be bent. And let's see here. I think that's the correct way. I'm going to double check on my template. All right. Yeah, it's going to bend that way. So that means I could score it on the opposite side. So let me mark this and score it real quick, and then I will change out to the flap wheel and clean it all up so it can be ready to weld. Okay. Use the grinder again. Okay, use the flap wheel on both of these now. Oh, they're tight. Set them up to the right size. Glove. All right. One more time with the grinder. For now, I think. think his flash wheel is on its last leg. I'm gonna throw it, sacrifice it for the trash can. Ugh. It's dead. On to the next one. Let's see if you can hang, buddy. If not, you will also be thrown into the depths. You didn't see that. Alright, I got the 2 pieces cut out. 2 templates. Or the 2 actual pieces. Fang is active. I am. Lizard King. Weird seeing a daytime Fang on my end. I'm going to try and do it more often. Rob, stopping by to say hi. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Holly. You too, Holly. You can see I scored a line on there, and that is to make it easier to bend. I'm going to put it in the vise and bend it. Bend this thing. Nice. Looks like it's bending pretty easy. Pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm gonna go try this on there. Grab onto this with this hand. Hopefully I put that at the right angle or close to it. Okay. That's working. Gotta bend it a little bit more, but it's basically gonna sit like this. I can always trim it a little bit. Let me bend it a little bit more. Try and just bend it like that. Nice. It's getting close to fitting up. I have to kind of maybe bend it a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like it. Might have to score it a little bit more. It's a little bit tight right there. You can see that scoring it made it able to have a nice tight bend. I'll just have to weld it. But I'm gonna have to score it a little bit more to get it so it can bend a little bit more. That little V groove is not enough of a groove. So let me put this thing right here and grab something to hold the camera. Grab this thing. Giz and Courtney got a melt in all the sun. Must keep jellies indoors at all times. Yes, they do have to stay indoors at all times. The fighting jellyfish that I got imported from South Africa, those things are definitely not one of the warm water temperature jellyfish breeds. I mean, those ones like a cold temperature, they like to go deep down whenever they fight. That's why they're iridescent like that. So it makes sense on their end. Let me use a grinder real quick one more time. Cut this groove out a little bit more. Get my groove on. Pretty soon I will have to start working on the Yamaha Roadster. I got to replace the jack shaft chain on it. Gonna bend it a little bit more so I can know how much more I need to cut out. That might be enough. All right, let's try that and see. Oh, I gotta change this one because I will get strike for that song playing for some reason. I remember that last time. Alright, let's see. Gotta cut a little notch out of here. I don't even need this big of a piece. I could actually make it a much smaller piece, but there's no point in making it smaller now. Make a little mark here. And we're gonna cut. You know, maybe I'll actually cut it on this first. Okay. One side on that. Alright, one more cut. Sorry guys, didn't mean to make you look at my armpit for 10 seconds. Just cut out a little notch out of the corner. I'm trying to clear this trim. It's right here. I think I will have to cut out maybe that whole thing. Try a little bit more. One more little nudge. Okay, so I think I have to make another bend in it. Forgot about that. kind of a complex bend. What the heck? What kind of bend was that? Take all this stuff off. I can't see or hear or taste or smell anything. Thankfully, can't smell anything. That's my own decision not to smell anything. Let's see here. Yeah, I could bend it on either one. I think it might be smarter to bend it on this one. Let's see here. Let me just try and bend this in a little bit.
All season long. Catch the action live with game day features.
It's going to be hard to do. Let me try and draw a little line on here and score it.
Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
I might even cut it off. This piece is just not even going to be on anything. It's not even going to be part of it. It's just going to be covered up anyways. So if I cut it off, it's not going to matter. It's just hindering me right now. Let's see. Let's try and bend it in a little bit. Let's see here. Thankfully, this stuff's only barely tacked on there. Makes it a little bit easier to negotiate with it. All right, let's see what I can do. Let me put a cutting wheel on here. And I guess I'll score it. Let me see if I can just bend this out of the way. Maybe I can. I have to well, I'll have to re-weld that on there. Dang it. Pushed it too far. Okay. I guess that'll make it easier. It's just barely tapped on there. Alright, let me get the grinder, use it one more time. I keep saying that. I'm going to have to use it indoors. Move this back a little bit. Get a little bit loud for a second, or for a minute. Just put something on the top of this chain so it doesn't get all covered in. I mean, I guess I could take this outside technically. Whatever, it's already here. It's already here. Why go through the trouble of making things easier in the long run? I can have it easier now. if I can get away with that. Bend this a little bit. There we go. Okay.
Every city has its secrets. And this
Nice.
is one of
That's
them.
fitting. Pretty close.
Unique spaces.
I
Okay.
wish all my meetings were here.
Local flavors.
Try their house special.
Like that.
Smoke over Midtown.
It's
Cheers.
a little off, but it's okay. I can make it
Great
work.
vibes.
Like that.
Some secrets are meant to be shared.
Cool. It's actually not far off.
The secret's out. Cambria
let's see.
Hotels.
Trim this a little bit more. Just a hair. Clean this up and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. I wonder if that will help it at all or if it'll make it harder. I'm trying to decide if I should just completely cut off this piece that I just scored and bent in. And if it will like at all interfere with what I'm going to try and do. Because it would add a little bit of support, but who knows, maybe it'll start like rattling or something weird. You never know. You never know when you do stuff haphazardly. You can never tell. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Let me bring this out here and I'll just show you out there. It'll be a little bit easier to see. Alright, oops, sorry about that. Okay, so this part, glasses off and stuff. This is the part that I scored right here, and this is a little gap I'm trying to fill. So this is going to go on like that. And you can see now it's like kind of closed in on the bottom. This was sticking straight out, so it was preventing this from being able to lay down like that. And now I can lay down like that. And I'll just line it all up, put another piece of trim going across here, put that one back on the bottom, and then get the little side piece. Get the side piece all hooked up. Just a little side piece, that's all. Tom knows all about the side piece. this other piece also. Little metal boomerang. See how this is gonna work out. Uh-oh. See if this is even gonna work. Yeah, it'll work. Nice. That actually looks pretty good. Let's see.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together.
Thank you, Fletch. I'm trying to make some good progress.
Just for music. YouTube Premium. 1 subscription, 2 apps. Try 1 month free.
Trying to get it there. Let's see here. I think this goes on like this, maybe. Ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, looks pretty mean. That's what I wanted. Okay. I want to get this welded up ASAP. Okay, I think what the plan is, because I'm thinking about this and I'm like, okay, hold on. If I make this fender so that it slides in the way it's been, I have to make sure that it can slide in and out without getting stuck. Something I was considering when I was making these tank mounts, I was designing them the other night. I was like, the way I was going to do it, it was going to make it impossible to take the gas tank off once I welded those lungs on. So I had to be careful with what I'm doing. Because I was going to make it so it wraps around, so I would have had to cut something off again. Same thing with this. I'm trying to make sure that I don't weld this thing in, weld myself into the bike, essentially. So I think this part is pretty much good to go. The main concern I have is with the trim, because that's the part where it's going to be kind of a little, could run into some issues. 39th, like my roost, your face. Thank you, my roost, your face. It's pointed right at your face, so please be aware. Don't get caught in the crossfire of the roost. It's gonna rule, says Fletch. Thank you, Fletch. You already rule. I was gonna say you're gonna rule, but I was like, hold on, he already does. Fletch already does rule. All right, let's get to it. Let me grab the little Gizzard Blizzard. Put him up here. Maybe I could have him sitting underneath the chains. How about that? He's chained to the game. I'll never get out of this game. Let me put this one on. Like this. How about that? There we go. Perfect. Okay. I think those parts are ready to be welded up. Let me just get the welder set up. I think I should just be able to sit down on the floor right here and do it. I'm just going to get it somewhat tacked up while it's in place. Make sure everything's good to go as far as the spacing and all that with the fender and blah, blah, blah. More excuses for why I have to weld it on the frame. Either way, I'm going to sit here on the floor and do it. Grab all this stuff and get to it. One thing I forgot. I did put the foot pedal back together. I actually took it apart completely, and cleaned out the contacts on it, on the foot pedal, on the little slider switch. And unfortunately, I was doing that when I was very tired today, because I was up very early, and I don't know if I put it in there correctly. So I'm going to find out right now. I could have put this part in upside down. I'm not certain. But it could work perfectly. I cleaned it out with some rubbing alcohol, and it had a bunch of dirt in it, so the Q-tip was really dirty. So that's a good sign, I think, because that is telling me that maybe it wasn't getting good contact on the foot pedal, which is what I thought was going on. I don't know if you guys saw me almost get hit in the face with this big old cord from this stinking welder. I don't need to even pull it all the way out, I don't think. That's probably about the farthest I need to pull it, maybe. Let's see. That kind of still looks pretty good. It's pretty good. I know the torch will easily reach. It's the ground that I don't have a very long one, so. Grab some of that. Grab some of this. Is the welder working any better? Hertzwell? We're going to find out. We're going to find out Hertzwell. I haven't tried it since I tried to fix the little the foot pedal switch today. I just assembled it, and then I just remembered as I was looking at it, I was like, go ahead and see if that thing works. Hopefully it does. Hopefully I don't have to sit here and take it apart right now. Got a rag and some filler rod. And that's not a very good rag. That's not a very good one. There we go. There. Freestyle weld. See if this will work, or if this will reach. Yeah, it'll reach. Okay. Do something like that. This right here. Clean all this up. Freestyle. Do a little freestyle welding. We don't measure here with freestyle welding. We just weld it. Okay, all cleaned up the best I can. Okay, it's good. Doesn't necessarily need to be on here, I guess, but it might help. Okay, get this part welded on, and then I will wipe down the other one and get that one welded on. This one should be ready to go. Let's get this all set up. Set up and get up. It'll be nice once I get all these parts actually like on the bike. What's up, Shepherd's Chapel on YouTube? How you doing, Shepherd's Chapel? Rob Mack is looking for his dog. Has anyone seen Rob Mack's dog? What have you been reading about, Shepherd's Chapel on YouTube?
With YouTube Music Premium,
You got any
listen
verses
ad-free,
that you'd suggest right now?
offline, and in the background. Plus,
If you do, feel free to drop a verse, Shepherd's Chapel. Verse of the day. brought to you by Shepherd's Chapel on YouTube. Let's get our weld on. Let's weld these two pieces together like they've always wanted to be welded together. They're going to leave and cleave together. They said, we're now going to become one. Rob Mack, I saw your dog. He's down at the laundromat ripping up this old lady's underwear. I said, you gotta freaking get that dog. Someone get that dog. And no one helped me. I had a Philly cheesesteak in my hand. And I was like, I can't grab the dog right now. He's gonna freaking go for my Philly. He's gonna go for my darn Philly. I can't afford to do that. That was $15. And it wasn't even the big one. That was for the standard size Philly cheesesteak. Rob. So unless you're willing to go down to freaking Jersey Mike's and get me a new Philly cheese, then I couldn't do anything about grabbing your dog, Rob. Again, someone's got to freaking get a hold of him because that dog is out of control. It might be rabbit. He might be even have rabies. We don't know this. He might. All right, let's see if I can weld this on without screwing it up too bad. Trying to hold it with my left hand, trying to hold it with my right hand, weld it with my left. It's getting impossible. Again, this is just some freestyle welding, guys. This is not some professional. This is like basically, beginners type stuff. That's why you can see everything kind of falling, and I'm trying to show you that anything is possible if you want to try and go ahead and weld something. Is it going to look good? I don't know. Depends on your skill level. You might be surprised. You might be pleasantly surprised and say, wow, I'm really good at this. I should continue doing this. This kind of seems like a natural skill. But you might not. It might not be a natural skill. You might do it. Someone might say, you don't do that. Your natural skill might be a floral. You might be a gardener. Who knows? How are you going to know unless you go out there and freaking try, though? You know what I mean? Go try. Give it a whirl. If you suck at it, just say, I suck. And then try it some more, and if you continue to suck, you're going to eventually have to maybe come to some kind of conclusion and say, well, I don't know if this is that. Maybe the gardening thing wasn't such a bad idea. I mean, I like to go out there and get my hands dirty. I've seen this old house. I know how to freaking make a raised garden bed. Not that hard. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's what you're more suited at. Maybe that's what I'm more suited at. Maybe it'll become Fang's Farm. And Fang's Garage will cease to exist. It'll become an afterthought. And you'll say, wow, you're really Mr. Green Thumb over there, huh? So yeah, once you start growing lima beans, you never go back. That's what they say. There's the library. Okay, this is coming along pretty easy. Hopefully I'm not melting the piece onto the tire or something. Flex says, I make better than Jersey Mike's. Nice. Left-handed welding sounds dangerous. Cloven Beast, I'm trying not to. Probably do it on some scrap before the project. Oh, don't worry, Cloven. This is all scrap. If you consider the entire project scrap, then you can just really treat it however you'd like. You just say, well, fiddlesticks. The foot pedal seems to be working good now. It was kind of giving me problems. Hurtswell. Seems to be solved now, Hurtswell. I think it was the foot pedal. It doesn't matter if it's the foot pedal or not if I'm holding the TIG torch upside down. And I'm like, where's the tungsten at? Oh, it's on the other side. I have to rotate it 180 degrees. That probably explains it. That might explain why. The stick out is 0. Cloven Beast, I can't even stack little booger welds. It's fine. How else are we going to learn how to stack these dimes that everyone supposedly, I don't know. I mean, when those nice weld pictures came out, that's about the same time the AI came out. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be so easy as they say. It might all be AI for all I know. I'm not so sure, but you know what? Kind of funny timing if you ask me. Okay, that's pretty much welded on there. It's like tacked on pretty good. Is that aluminum? No, Cloven Beast is just some mild steel. I was supposed to help my neighbor out with some aluminum, but I don't know. He never hit me up. I said, all right, I gotta freaking get this dime stacked on something else then. We'll get there though, Cloven. Are you into welding? Or what kind of, do you do TIG welding? I'm not good at TIG welding at all. I'd say I'm probably a decent novice at it, but I think that it's probably 90% of my issue is getting it all prepared correctly, because I always seem to get some sort of contaminant in there, and that's kind of what I have trouble with, is getting everything super clean, and I have to, I guess, spend more time doing that. Also, the machine was kind of messing up. To be fair, it was kind of messing up a bit. But it seems to be working good now. I can't really make up any excuses now. I think it's getting a poor connection on the foot pedal. It's my only idea.
Try MGM Plus.
Thank you, Cloven. What's up, Mr. FNH? Speaking of freaking professional welders, here's the professional right here, Mr. FNH. The Dime Slayer. They don't even call him the Dime Layer, they call him the Dime Slayer. Okay, let me wipe this part down. Mr. FNH. What's going on, Mr. FNH? I saw people do it in welding school, but I couldn't eventually. Well, you know what? Eventually, you can always do it tomorrow. I don't know if you're doing anything tomorrow, but you can say, you know what? Today's the day. I'm doing it today. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But who's to say? Maybe it is tomorrow. Okay, it looks like I'll have to maybe trim this a bit before I weld it on there. Okay, let me turn off this welder before I waste any gas or anything. I have to do a little bit more grinding, but this part seemed to come out good. Here. Nice. My son-in-law is a pipe fitter. That's cool. Acetone and a steel brush for aluminum, probably muriatic acid too with steel. I don't know. That's crazy. Muriatic acid. Just did a bunch of organizing at the house this weekend. Always nice to make space and organize things. I get it, Mr. FNH. I'm trying to minimize the amount of unnecessary stuff in the garage right now, so I can make room for more unnecessary stuff. Need room for just a little bit more unnecessary stuff, and then I'll be good. I'm trying to use up all these motorcycle parts that I have laying around, so that's my current goal. Use all the consumables this year. I'm going to take this thing out completely and show you guys what it looks like. You can see this part is like curving in now, so I just have to make the back piece for it. It's a little bit off now that I've been screwing around with it, welding it. Let me just mark it out, cut it, and then weld that part on there. Front hand, back hand. tell. Let's see here. That. And I guess I'll have to cut this quite a bit more. Let's see. Try to use it like this. There we go. Sorry guys, in 1 second. Just gotta make sure that this is gonna fit up against there good. Nice. I feel a bug on my head. What the heck is it? Alright, try that and see. Give it a little snip snip. Chris Simpson. Yes. 127 Ultima. El Bruto. It's that Evo. Like Evo clone. I don't know if it's a clone, but it's an Evo style engine. And it's a single down tube 41 millimeter frame. I think it's 38 degree rake, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna use a grinder real quick. Trim this piece. Fits. Old, XL 1200C Evo. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that most of the parts on this bike are from like a like the later model, like Softail. I think the majority of it is like for the transmission. I think it's all styled off that later model Softail. But it's essentially like an Orange County chopper bike that I'm trying to make like less of an Orange County chopper bike and more like a I don't know, just a regular like chopper, I guess. Regular chopper, if you would call it regular, I guess. Standard non-fat tire is what I'm trying to say. The fat tire that I had on here before was a 250 on the old frame, and it surprisingly wasn't that uncomfortable. I thought it'd be weird or cumbersome. It wasn't really. It's kind of nimble. Chris Simpson says, it's sick, yeah, I got a bigger killer. Nice. Glad you said that, non-OC. I know. Orange County chopper, I like it. It's just not my style. There we go. This is more my style right here. Oh yeah. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Looks pretty cool. I'll also move the camera a bit so you can see. This is the part that was just welded on. You can see it's angled in. And this is the part that was just trimmed. It'll go like this and fit in like that. Fit in right there. And then I'll weld it onto here. I'm gonna have to close that little gap, but whatever. And then I'll fill in all these gaps and it'll be like a little side fender. Like I said, on the bottom right here, it's not even gonna go as far as it goes right here. I'm gonna cut it like probably a couple inches up. So this will just be like a little side trim piece. And yeah, I'll just have to kind of clean everything up. Let me see. I'll go ahead and weld this on there and clean that up before I do. Actually, yeah, I'll just put this back here and weld it real quick. Clean this this up, some acetone. Nice, good chunk done today. Still gonna go live later on tonight if you guys are interested in seeing any more of the progress on this. I'm gonna be working on, I think, the gas tank again. I'm gonna be just tacking it all up all the way around like I was doing on the last live. Yeah, I'll just do that and try and get that finished. So then this whole exo cage or exoskeleton will all be on there secure, and then I can start welding the chain on there and stuff. Trying to go fairly quick about welding the chain because I spent a lot of time and effort getting all the rust off of there. So all right, get this all wiped off. It's all good to go. Let me see. Maybe what I'll do is I will tack it while it's right here a little bit, just on the sides, and then I'll put it on the bike, and I will figure out how far I have to bend it, because I can bend it out just a little bit to clear the tire. It's not going to be a straight shot, I don't think. Let me get a magnet on here. Turn this welder on. It's all ready to go. All right.
No one else.
Get all this stuff over here. Ugh. Okay. Almost there. Looks good. Oh, that looks even better. Even better. Ooh. Nice. I like it when I surprise myself and I accidentally do something a little bit good. Like, all right. All right. I'll make a little wager on myself. Freaking. I'll throw a couple dollars down. See what I can do. Looking forward to seeing you later this evening. Thank you, Fletch. If you guys are interested, I'll be live again around 9:30 tonight, 9:30 Pacific. If you're in the Death Valley area, stop on by. We have piping hot banana bread being made. We use the thickest slabs of butter that are legally available. We can't legally put the amount that we want, but we'll put the amount that we can legally. There's a certain amount of cholesterol that can be raised in one meal legally and have it still be considered a food item. So don't want to overstep anything. Oh crap. I might need the ground clamp on here, huh? It's funny, the ground actually, I guess it maybe went through the actual ground because it had a little tiny arc. Not quite enough to weld it though. All right, there we go. Now it's infused. Fang ate the world's hottest fish sticks. Yes, I did, actually. It's a well-known fact. I'm the world record eating holder for eating the world's hottest Carolina Reaper fish sticks. Of course, today at the Rock and Roll Marathon, I was handing out the Carolina Reaper energy gel packs, and people were very surprised about that. They were not expecting it to be a hot one. And that was fun to see the look on their face as they ran away and turned around. And they said, this is not, how did they get Carolina Reaper flavored Gatorade? I'll say it's a country exclusive thing. You can't get it here, but I did. All right. Now that is on there. Let me put it on the bike. And then get an angle, exact angle I want it. And then do a couple more little tacks. That part is on there. It's coming along, starting to look like an Iron Man suit. I'm gonna have to come up this piece pretty soon. Okay, and bend it out now. Trying to get my finger. There we go. Perfect. That looks pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Let's weld it.
Get one for the bottle, where you'll find
Just leave it on there and weld it.
even bigger prom shoes. They're driving me whoopsie. Hurry!
Fangs, I still can't believe my name got on the scooter seat. Reed Henderson, it is fully embedded in there, dude. It's embedded in the Scooter Saga history. It's in there. And it's never coming out. I told him, I said, it legally has to stay in there. I'll be back, says Reed Henderson. No, that was Fletch. I wonder if anyone else has this problem. There's this guy who keeps using my tools and not putting them back. I need to find that guy away. It's me. Reed Henderson. Come on, Reed. We all thought it was you from the beginning. I said, I bet you it's Reed Henderson that's been taking his tools and not putting them exactly where it should be. See, it's Reed himself. And sure enough, I was correct. Okay. How do they dip the tungsten into the filler rod upside down? Okay. One part I won't be able to do. Take this thing back off real quick. Put a couple more little tacks on it. Alright. We are locking it in place. Life looks good. Fangs getting it done. Thank you, Reed Henderson. I'm trying my darndest to resist the urge to not get it done. But unfortunately, I'm not able to resist that urge, and I have to get it done. Let's do Reed Henderson. We're going to do the classic Fangs Garage overhead, underhand, double deal weld. Deal or no deal, it's on now. Now it's on. Alright, we're getting to it. Do it to it. Almost there. No turning back now. Not the greatest weld, but it's alright. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. Not the greatest excuse. But I'll say that it's because of the freaking salties that I had earlier. Look at that. It's good enough excuse for me. Let's get attacked. Attack of the attacks. This part I'm not 100% sure on because I'm going to trim it. So I'll just put a little tack there. I'll probably end up cutting it off anyways. I'll put one more right here. A couple more. Okay. So I can just haphazardly do a few more right here. Whoops. You didn't see that, did you? I didn't. My auto darkening helmet. That's my excuse for that part. But there is no excuse on why this shouldn't work. I think it'll work. Metal. I've been sleeping during the days. It sucks, but hey, anything's better than drinking. Never going back to alcohol. Good job, Reed. Reed Henderson. He can sleep. He can do what he wants. Good job, Reed. Freaking screw all that. You don't need that. What's up, Sean? Right on, brother. About to drink, and I've been sober for 3 years, says Tony Hamilton. It's been about 4 weeks for me, and yeah, I do feel better daily, but it's so hard to sleep now. Reed Henderson, you got to start doing some exercises. I'll start doing some cardio. Maybe you could get into some boxing or something. See what it looks like, Reed. Here's what that little bottom piece looks like. Cool. You can see it's kind of flared out so it's away from the fender. This is probably not the exact angle that I would have liked it to have been. I would have liked it to have been perfectly parallel to the chain, but I might even have to cut it a little bit. If this thing ever gets loose enough, it's pretty loose right now. I'm still going to tighten it, but if it gets loose enough, it'll be rubbing on there. But yeah, that looks pretty decent. I will have the trim around there the same way that this trim is all around here. So hopefully later on the live I'll get the gas tank done a little bit more, and then I will do the same thing on this side. It'll be a little bit easier on this side because there's no cutout for the chain. I'll just be able to easily run it down here and make a little side fender, and then work on the battery box down here and get that all mounted up, welded on there, and then weld the rear fender mount on there on the bottom. So I think it'll work. Definitely gonna learn life all over again, but it's all good. You learn new stuff every day. On a dirt bike, we run 3 fingers of slack on the chains. Dang, that's a lot. You're right, Sean. Learn new stuff every day, Sean. That's a good motto. Let's do it. Yeah, hopefully that's not going to be an issue. If anything, I could always cut this a little bit more at a straight line right across here, like this, and just angle up that piece a little bit and weld it so it's even more clear. I don't know if I'll need that much clearance for the chain, but that's starting to come along. I think it looks cool. Starting to get all boxed in. And then once I get the other side done and I mount it right here, then I will cut this at the bottom and clean up the bottom and make a nice little angle. Seems like a lot, but you know how much a swing arm moves on a dirt bike? Yeah, that's true, actually. Those things have the chain guard built into the bottom for it to rub on there, huh, on the swing arm. I might put something like that in the bottom here, maybe a little rubber pad or something in case the chain does hit. I don't know. But yeah, it's coming along, guys. We're getting there. All right, let me grab Craig real quick. Craig and Tom, they're actually supposed to be making us dinner tonight. Yeah, we're actually going to be doing some barbecue tonight. I'm making the potato salad. So that's actually what I'm in charge of. The potato salad. Guys, we'll be back at 9:30 tonight, 9:30 Pacific. we'll be working on the bike again. And we'll be getting it done. Some more fender work. This guy's gonna take forever on this one, huh? I was looking at a scooter today also, guys. I saw a scooter I might buy. I have my eye on it. I contacted the guy, said, is this thing still available? And he didn't respond back yet. Those Facebook guys, they never respond. I have a Facebook singles page, and no chicks responded to me. I don't know why they don't respond to me either. Guys, we'll be back at 9:30. Thanks for stopping.